struggling with prostate issues and nothing seems to help? The real problem might be hiding in your kitchen. Some everyday foods can silently inflame your prostate and block your healing. Let's uncover what to avoid before it's too late. First, we have sugary snacks. Sugary snacks might seem harmless and even enjoyable, but their impact on prostate health is more serious than many realize. These snacks are typically loaded with refined sugars and empty calories, which can cause a rapid spike in blood sugar levels. This surge triggers the release of insulin, a hormone that, when chronically elevated, leads to insulin resistance and inflammation throughout the body. Since the prostate is a sensitive gland, inflammation caused by excessive sugar intake can aggravate prostate tissue, making symptoms of enlargement or prostatitis worse. Over time, this chronic inflammation can disrupt normal prostate function and contribute to its deterioration. One of the main harmful properties of sugary snacks is their high glycemic index, which means they cause rapid blood sugar fluctuations. These fluctuations promote oxidative stress, an imbalance between free radicals and antioxidants in the body. Oxidative stress damages cellular structures, including DNA, proteins, and lipids in prostate cells, leading to cellular dysfunction or death. This damage can worsen conditions like benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, or prostate inflammation, increasing discomfort and urinary problems. Moreover, sugary snacks often lack the antioxidants that could help counteract oxidative stress, further tipping the balance toward harm. The excess sugar from these snacks also feeds harmful bacteria and disrupts the balance of gut microbiota, which indirectly affects prostate health. The gut and prostate communicate through immune and hormonal pathways, so when the gut environment is compromised by sugar, it can increase systemic inflammation and immune dysfunction. This immune imbalance may worsen prostate inflammation or slow down healing processes in prostate tissues. Additionally, sugary diets are linked to metabolic syndrome, a cluster of conditions including high blood pressure, obesity, and insulin resistance, all of which increase the risk of prostate disease progression. Another damaging factor is that sugary snacks contribute to obesity, a significant risk factor for worsening prostate health. Excess body fat, especially around the abdomen, produces inflammatory chemicals called cytokines, which promote systemic inflammation. This chronic inflammatory state places extra stress on the prostate gland, worsening enlargement and other symptoms. Obesity is also associated with lower testosterone levels and hormonal imbalances, which can negatively affect prostate cell regulation and growth. In this way, sugary snacks indirectly create a hormonal environment that encourages prostate problems. Moreover, sugary snacks often replace healthier food choices in the diet, reducing intake of vital nutrients that protect the prostate. Diets high in sugar tend to be low in fiber, vitamins, and minerals that support immune function and reduce inflammation. Important antioxidants like vitamin C, E, and zinc are crucial for maintaining prostate cell health and protecting against damage caused by free radicals. Without these protective nutrients, the prostate becomes more vulnerable to damage, inflammation, and abnormal cell growth. The absence of these nutrients amplifies the harmful effects of sugar on prostate health. The addictive nature of sugary snacks also makes it difficult for many to reduce consumption, perpetuating the cycle of damage. Frequent sugar intake keeps insulin and blood sugar levels erratic, sustaining inflammation and oxidative stress. This persistent metabolic disruption strains the prostate over time, gradually worsening symptoms like urinary urgency, discomfort, and swelling. Continued sugar consumption may even impair the body's natural repair mechanisms, slowing recovery from inflammation or injury in the prostate gland. High sugar intake can also interfere with hormone regulation beyond insulin, including the balance of testosterone and estrogen. Elevated insulin can stimulate excess production of estrogen, which has been linked to prostate enlargement and increased risk of prostate disease. Hormonal imbalances caused by sugary snacks create an environment where abnormal prostate cell growth is more likely, contributing to worsening conditions such as BPH or prostatitis. This endocrine disruption is a key reason why sugar intake can directly worsen prostate health over time. Next, we have instant soups. Instant soups are a popular convenience food, but they contain several hidden ingredients that can negatively impact prostate health over time. Most instant soups are loaded with high amounts of sodium, preservatives, artificial flavor enhancers like monosodium glutamate, MSG, and unhealthy fats. Excessive sodium intake leads to increased blood pressure and fluid retention, which puts additional strain on the prostate and urinary system. This added pressure can worsen symptoms of an enlarged prostate, such as frequent urination or difficulty emptying the bladder. Moreover, sodium-driven inflammation in the body creates an environment where prostate tissues can become irritated and swollen, accelerating the progression of prostate problems. One of the most concerning properties of instant soups is their high content of chemical additives and preservatives designed to extend shelf life, but known to provoke inflammation. Chemicals such as MSG can disrupt cellular signaling and immune responses, leading to increased inflammation not only in the digestive system, but also in distant organs like the prostate. Chronic inflammation is a key driver of prostate enlargement and prostatitis, conditions that cause pain, urinary issues, and discomfort. These preservatives can also affect gut health negatively, and since the gut microbiome influences systemic inflammation, this indirectly worsens prostate health as well. Another damaging aspect of instant soups is their often high saturated fat content, especially those made with cream or cheese flavorings. Saturated fats contribute to the buildup of harmful cholesterol and promote systemic inflammation. This inflammatory state aggravates prostate tissue and can contribute to abnormal cell growth or fibrosis within the gland. Furthermore, saturated fats may interfere with hormone balance by altering testosterone metabolism, which is critical for maintaining prostate cell health. Disrupted hormone levels can accelerate prostate enlargement and increase the risk of developing more serious prostate conditions. Instant soups frequently contain refined carbohydrates and sugar substitutes that spike blood sugar levels and insulin release. Elevated insulin levels have been linked to increased inflammation and oxidative stress in prostate cells. Oxidative stress damages the delicate tissues of the prostate and can worsen symptoms like pain and urinary urgency. Over time, this damage can promote the progression of benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, or prostatitis. Because instant soups are often consumed regularly as quick meals or snacks, the cumulative effect of these blood sugar spikes can significantly worsen prostate health. Additionally, the low nutritional value of instant soups deprives the body of essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that are necessary to maintain prostate health. These products usually lack fiber, vitamin C, zinc, selenium, and other antioxidants that help reduce inflammation and oxidative damage in the prostate gland. Without these nutrients, the prostate is less protected against harmful free radicals and inflammatory molecules. This nutrient deficiency paired with the presence of damaging compounds creates a double burden on prostate health, accelerating tissue damage and symptom development. Instant soups also encourage poor hydration habits as they often contain ingredients that can promote dehydration. High sodium and chemical content can cause the body to retain fluid, but also make it harder for cells to stay properly hydrated. Proper hydration is essential for urinary tract health and helps flush toxins from the prostate area. Dehydration thickens urine, increasing irritation and discomfort when urinating, which worsens symptoms of prostate enlargement. Drinking instant soups in place of water or natural fluids, therefore indirectly contributes to worsening prostate conditions. The convenience and taste profile of instant soups often lead to frequent consumption, which exacerbates their negative impact on prostate health. This habitual intake means the prostate is constantly exposed to inflammatory compounds, sodium overload, and hormonal disruptors without adequate periods of recovery. Regular exposure to these harmful factors can chronically inflame the prostate, weakening its natural defenses and causing persistent discomfort and urinary problems. Over time, This sustained damage may require medical intervention, which could have been avoided by dietary changes. Next, we have ice cream. Ice cream is a beloved treat for many, but its impact on prostate health is often overlooked. One of the primary concerns with ice cream consumption is its high sugar content. Excessive sugar intake leads to chronic inflammation and elevated insulin levels, both of which are detrimental to prostate health. Insulin resistance caused by constant sugar spikes promotes the production of inflammatory cytokines, which can aggravate prostate tissue and contribute to conditions like benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, and prostatitis. Over time, this persistent inflammation can cause the prostate gland to swell and worsen urinary symptoms, making it harder to control bladder function. Another damaging property of ice cream is its high saturated fat content, often derived from cream and whole milk. Saturated fats are known to increase levels of LDL cholesterol and systemic inflammation, which are both risk factors for prostate enlargement and other prostate disorders. These fats can also disrupt the delicate balance of hormones, particularly testosterone and estrogen, which play critical roles in maintaining prostate health. Hormonal imbalances may encourage abnormal prostate cell growth, further exacerbating conditions like BPH and potentially increasing the risk of prostate cancer. The cold temperature of ice cream, while refreshing, can also pose indirect risks for the prostate when consumed excessively. Cold foods may cause blood vessels to constrict, reducing blood flow to the pelvic region and impairing the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to prostate tissues. Poor circulation can slow down the healing process and make the prostate more susceptible to inflammation and infection. Although this effect may be mild, chronic consumption combined with other harmful factors can contribute to worsening prostate health over time. Ice cream's nutritional profile is generally poor, lacking essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that support prostate health. For example, ice cream typically contains minimal amounts of zinc, selenium, vitamin E, and vitamin C, all of which have protective effects against oxidative stress and inflammation in prostate tissues. Without these key nutrients, the prostate is less equipped to neutralize harmful free radicals and repair cellular damage. This nutritional deficiency, combined with the presence of inflammatory ingredients, creates a hostile environment that can accelerate prostate deterioration. Additionally, many commercial ice creams contain artificial additives, preservatives, and flavorings designed to enhance taste and shelf life. Ingredients such as artificial sweeteners, colorings, and stabilizers can provoke immune responses and increase systemic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is a well-known contributor to prostate enlargement and discomfort, meaning that regular consumption of these additives may worsen prostate symptoms and delay recovery from inflammation or infection. The presence of these synthetic chemicals further magnifies the risks ice cream poses to prostate health. Ice cream is often high in calories, and frequent consumption can lead to weight gain and obesity. Excess body fat, especially around the abdomen, produces inflammatory hormones called adipokines that contribute to chronic systemic inflammation. This inflammation places extra stress on the prostate gland, worsening symptoms such as urinary urgency and frequency. Obesity is also linked to hormonal imbalances, including reduced testosterone and elevated estrogen levels, which can promote prostate enlargement and increase the risk of prostate disease progression. Thus, ice cream's role in weight gain indirectly impacts prostate health negatively. The high glycemic load from ice cream consumption causes rapid blood sugar spikes, which in turn trigger oxidative stress throughout the body, including in prostate tissues. Oxidative stress damages cellular components like DNA and membranes, leading to malfunction or death of prostate cells. Over time, this oxidative damage worsens the symptoms of prostate enlargement and can increase susceptibility to infections and other complications. Since ice cream is often eaten as a dessert or snack, repeated blood sugar spikes add cumulative stress to the prostate gland. Next, we have fried foods. Fried foods are a common part of many diets, but they carry serious risks when it comes to prostate health. These foods are typically cooked in unhealthy oils at high temperatures, which leads to the formation of harmful compounds like advanced glycation, end products, ages, and acrylamide. These compounds promote oxidative stress and inflammation in the body, especially in sensitive tissues like the prostate. Over time, this oxidative damage weakens prostate cells and makes the gland more vulnerable to enlargement and inflammation, increasing the severity of conditions like benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, and prostatitis. One of the biggest dangers of fried foods is their high content of unhealthy fats, particularly trans fats and saturated fats. These fats increase levels of LDL bad cholesterol and reduce HDL good cholesterol, promoting systemic inflammation and impairing blood flow. Poor circulation to the pelvic region restricts the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to the prostate, which slows down healing and encourages tissue swelling. This inflammatory environment can aggravate existing prostate issues and make symptoms like urinary urgency and discomfort significantly worse. Fried foods are often calorie-dense but nutritionally poor, which contributes to weight gain and obesity, two major risk factors for prostate problems. Excess body fat, particularly around the abdomen, leads to higher levels of estrogen and lower levels of testosterone. These hormonal imbalances can fuel the growth of prostate tissue and lead to further complications. The inflammation caused by obesity also triggers the release of cytokines that directly affect the prostate, worsening symptoms and potentially increasing the risk of more serious prostate diseases, including cancer. The oils used in frying are another hidden danger. Many fried foods are cooked in reused or heavily processed vegetable oils that become oxidized when exposed to high heat. These oxidized oils produce free radicals, which are unstable molecules that damage cells, including those in the prostate. Continuous exposure to free radicals from fried foods accelerates prostate aging and tissue breakdown. This cellular damage compromises prostate function and can lead to chronic conditions that are harder to treat over time. Another concern is that fried foods often contain additives, preservatives, and artificial flavorings that contribute to inflammation. These chemical ingredients can disrupt the body's natural immune response and trigger chronic inflammation, particularly in organs like the prostate that are already prone to swelling. Over time, the immune system becomes overactive, attacking healthy tissue and contributing to pain, discomfort, and urinary issues commonly associated with prostate disorders. In addition to promoting inflammation, fried foods often increase blood sugar levels due to the starchy coatings and refined carbohydrates they contain. Foods like fried potatoes, chicken with batter, or breaded snacks cause insulin spikes, which are closely linked to systemic inflammation and prostate tissue swelling. High insulin levels can also disrupt hormone balance, leading to increased estrogen in men, which further aggravates prostate conditions. This metabolic disturbance makes the prostate more prone to enlargement and discomfort. Frequent consumption of fried foods may also compromise gut health, which plays a vital role in regulating inflammation and immunity. A diet high in greasy fried items can disrupt the balance of beneficial gut bacteria, weakening the body's natural defense systems. An unhealthy gut microbiome has been linked to increased inflammation throughout the body, including the prostate. Since the gut and prostate are connected through immune and hormonal pathways, damage in one area can easily influence the other, making prostate symptoms more persistent and harder to manage. The addictive nature of fried foods makes it easy to consume them regularly, which increases the cumulative damage they cause to the body and especially to the prostate. Regular exposure to unhealthy fats, oxidized oils, and inflammatory compounds keeps the body in a constant state of stress and inflammation. This long-term exposure overwhelms the prostate's ability to heal and recover, leading to chronic discomfort, urinary problems, and increased susceptibility to infections and complications. Next, we have excessive salt. Excessive salt intake is a silent threat to prostate health that many people overlook. While salt is necessary in small amounts for fluid balance and nerve function, consuming it in high quantities creates a cascade of health issues that directly and indirectly harm the prostate. One of the most immediate effects of high salt consumption is increased blood pressure. Elevated blood pressure can reduce blood flow to various organs, including the prostate, limiting the delivery of oxygen and essential nutrients needed for repair and healthy function. Over time, this poor circulation can weaken the prostate and contribute to inflammation and tissue damage. Too much salt in the diet also leads to fluid retention, which can put pressure on the urinary system. This added pressure worsens the symptoms of an enlarged prostate, such as difficulty urinating, frequent trips to the bathroom at night, and a weak urine stream. When the body holds on to excess fluid, it places strain on the kidneys and bladder, which in turn affects the prostate's ability to function properly. The constant stress on the urinary tract can irritate the prostate gland, leading to chronic inflammation and discomfort, especially in men already suffering from benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, or prostatitis. Salt contributes to systemic inflammation, a key factor in many chronic diseases, including prostate problems. High sodium levels can disrupt the balance of minerals in the body, particularly potassium and magnesium, which are essential for reducing inflammation. An imbalance in these minerals fuels the inflammatory response and makes tissues like the prostate more susceptible to swelling and pain. Chronic inflammation in the prostate not only causes discomfort, but can also lead to long-term damage, affecting hormone levels and increasing the risk of further complications. Another concern with excessive salt intake is its impact on the immune system. A high-sodium diet can weaken immune function by impairing the activity of white blood cells. A compromised immune system makes it harder for the body to fight off infections, including bacterial infections that can cause or worsen prostatitis. When the immune system is sluggish, inflammation in the prostate lingers longer, becomes more severe, and takes longer to heal. This creates a vicious cycle of recurring symptoms and ongoing discomfort. Excess salt also affects hormone balance, particularly by influencing levels of cortisol, the body's stress hormone. High cortisol levels can interfere with the production and regulation of testosterone, a hormone that plays a key role in prostate health. Reduced testosterone levels or hormonal imbalance may contribute to abnormal growth of prostate tissue and increased inflammation. Hormone disruptions caused by a salty diet can also make the body more prone to fluid retention and blood pressure spikes, which again circle back to affecting the prostate. The typical high-salt diet is often found in processed and packaged foods, which are not only high in sodium but also low in essential nutrients. These nutrient-poor foods deprive the body of antioxidants like vitamin C, E, and zinc, which protect the prostate from oxidative stress. Without these antioxidants, prostate cells are more likely to suffer damage from free radicals, leading to cellular dysfunction and increased vulnerability to enlargement or inflammation. Over time, this lack of nutritional protection can lead to irreversible changes in the prostate. Excessive salt can also disrupt kidney function, which is closely tied to prostate and urinary health. The kidneys regulate fluid balance and help eliminate waste products from the body. When overwhelmed with sodium, the kidneys become less efficient, leading to toxin buildup and increased strain on the urinary system. This buildup can irritate the bladder and the prostate, worsening symptoms such as urgency and painful urination. A weakened kidney function contributes to the overall decline in urogenital health, making prostate issues even more difficult to manage. Last, we have caffeine. Caffeine is a common stimulant found in coffee, tea, energy drinks, and sodas, and while it may provide a quick energy boost, its effects on the prostate can be harmful, especially when consumed in excess. One of the primary ways caffeine affects the prostate is through its diuretic properties. Caffeine increases urine production, which can irritate the bladder and the urinary tract. For men with an already enlarged prostate, this leads to more frequent urges to urinate, especially at night, disrupting sleep and quality of life. The increased pressure from frequent urination can aggravate the prostate further, causing it to swell and become more sensitive. In addition to its diuretic effect, caffeine is also known to irritate the lining of the bladder. This irritation can extend to the prostate, particularly if it's already inflamed or enlarged. When the bladder becomes overactive due to caffeine, it contracts more often and with greater urgency, which forces the prostate to respond to the increased pressure. Over time, this can worsen the symptoms of benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, leading to discomfort, urinary hesitancy, and incomplete bladder emptying, all of which interfere with daily life. Caffeine also stimulates the central nervous system, which increases the body's stress response and elevates cortisol levels. High cortisol over time is linked to increased inflammation and hormonal imbalances, both of which can negatively affect prostate health. Chronic stress and elevated cortisol can reduce testosterone levels and increase estrogen, a hormonal shift that may contribute to the abnormal growth of prostate tissue. This imbalance sets the stage for conditions like BPH, or even increases the long-term risk of more severe prostate issues. Another major concern with caffeine is its impact on inflammation. Studies suggest that caffeine can trigger or exacerbate low-grade inflammation in the body. For men already dealing with chronic prostatitis or other inflammatory conditions of the prostate, caffeine can make these issues worse by intensifying pain, pressure, and urinary symptoms. Persistent inflammation damages the prostate cells and may lead to scarring or fibrosis, making the gland more rigid and less functional over time. Caffeine can also disrupt sleep quality, especially when consumed later in the day. Poor sleep is associated with impaired hormone regulation, weakened immune function, and higher levels of systemic inflammation, all of which are harmful to the prostate. The body uses sleep as a time to repair tissues and regulate hormonal balance. When caffeine interferes with this natural cycle, the prostate loses critical support for recovery and maintenance, which may worsen symptoms and slow healing. For men experiencing pelvic pain or chronic pelvic discomfort, caffeine can act as a trigger. Its stimulating properties can heighten the sensitivity of nerves in the pelvic region, leading to increased discomfort or pain flare-ups. This hypersensitivity makes it difficult for men to manage chronic prostatitis or other related disorders, especially when the symptoms are aggravated by daily habits like drinking coffee or energy drinks. Eliminating caffeine in such cases often leads to noticeable improvements in symptom control. Another problem is that caffeine can contribute to dehydration, especially when it's consumed without sufficient water intake. Dehydration causes the urine to become more concentrated, which irritates the bladder and prostate further. Thick or acidic urine increases the risk of inflammation and makes urination more painful or difficult. In men with prostate enlargement, this can increase urinary retention and lead to infections or bladder complications. Caffeine may also interfere with the absorption of certain nutrients that are essential for prostate health, such as magnesium, zinc, and vitamin B6. These nutrients play a crucial role in regulating hormone levels, reducing inflammation, and maintaining prostate tissue integrity. Long-term caffeine use may deplete the body's stores of these nutrients, further weakening the prostate and increasing the risk of developing prostate-related conditions.